Welcome back. You're watching Morning Live. Thank you for choosing to stay with us now. Winter holidays this year will be filled with fun and entertainment, I should say, for your little one. The Kidz Extravaganza that is taking place in Midrand is sure to keep them busy. This year, it brings you your favorite cartoon characters. I mean, you can't get bigger than Ben10 and Mister Maker will be live at Vodacom World. Here to tell us more about this is the director of the Kids Xtravaganza, Lloyd Cornwall. Good morning, Lloyd, and welcome.
Thank you very much. How are you?
There is a report somewhere, Lloyd. Let's start off with this report that there's aliens running loose in Midrand.
This was the whole thing. We were contacted by government a couple of weeks ago, and there was a lot of paranormal activity and alien activity in the Midrand area. So we managed to get hold of Uncle Max at the Plumbers Academy, and he sent Ben10 down yesterday, and Ben arrived in the country yesterday, and for the next 4 days...
And they're going to sort out the aliens?
They're going to sort out the problem. They're going to be there for 4 or 5 days fighting it, and the kids are welcome to come along and watch it.
Can they get rid of e-tolls?
Sorry?
Can they get rid of the e-tolls? No.
I'll ask him.
Okay, maybe they can. Why is Ben10 so popular, Lloyd?
I don't know. I think, you know, once every 5 or 10 years you get a character that pops out of children's TV that is just huge, and it's just, you know, from the character licensing, the toys and everything that goes with it. Ben10's a great story.
And so I would only imagine that it was a natural choice to kind of have Ben10 as the feature character at your Kids Extravaganza.
Yeah.
Or he's one of the
He's one of two. We're going to be running a Vodacom World in Midrand. It's actually brought to you by Vodacom. There's a 10-day run, so I think for 5 days now we're going to be doing a Ben10 show, which is the Ben10 Omniverse. And then for the following 5 days we've got Mister Maker coming from the UK. There's 4 shows a day. One at 9:30, one at 12:30, one at 3:30, one at 6:30, and the tickets are at CompuTicket, and the kids can just come and have a fantastic day out.
And I mean, there's just so much for kids to get into. You've mentioned some of the aspects, but there's just so much more to this extravaganza, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. There's an activity zone where kids can come and do arts and crafts. Sony PlayStation have built the most amazing arcade. The Toys R Us have built a really cool shopping mall in there. And Glowmail have a load of stuff in there by Mister Maker. So there's loads of stuff to do at the event. But the actual theatre shows, they last about 35 to 40 minutes. But there's lots of activity around that.
One of the things that amazes me is how kids just, they get into these things. They absolutely believe the characters. They absolutely love it. So what's there for the parents to do?
The kids, do you know, the whole thing is about kids.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's refreshments, and the mums and dads or the carers can have a cup of coffee and a sandwich. But Vodacom World over the next 10 days is all about kids. So bring your kids through. Bring your kids through. They're going to have a fantastic time.
And you know, the interesting thing is we're always wondering as parents, where do we take our children?
Exactly.
Where can we plug them into for a couple of hours where we know they're going to have a thrilling experience? From the moment they walk in, they're going to, basically all the senses will be engaged.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the nice thing is there's lots of carers there, so it doesn't mean you're going to have to babysit your kids the whole time. You'll be able to give the kids to us in the fun zone. We'll take care of them for half an hour while you have a cup of coffee and keep them occupied before they go into the actual theatre performance. And the theatre performances, there's the most amazing Ben10 show, the Alien Incursions and the Plumbers Academy. It's going to be really fantastic.
It sounds to me like it's something for the parents too.
Absolutely. No, and I don't think there's enough going on for kids. And the long-term vision for this project is to turn Vodacom World into an epicentre for kids through the school holidays, because, you know, I've got kids and I know what it's like in the school holidays. You just don't know what to do with the guys.
Talk to me very, very quickly about just kind of the Kids Extravaganza and the idea for it. I mean, I completely agree with you that there's very little for kids to do and very little natural things for kids to do. Just talk to me about the idea of starting the Kids Extravaganza.
We're going to be building it over the next 5 years through the main school holidays. So for the next 2 weeks, as I say, we've got Ben10 and Mister Maker, and then through the Christmas holidays it'll be something different. But you
can't tell us right now. We don't know which characters.
I can't tell you right now.
Okay.
But the whole point is that you can park your car. Once you come into Vodacom World, it's a very safe environment. So the kids will be looked after, and there's loads for them to do. I would suggest they'll be there for a couple of hours at least. And it's not an expensive day out. The tickets are 135 Rand. which is, really great value for a great day out with the kids in the holidays.
Do you find when you plan these kind of things, I don't know, how big of a discussion was Ben10 in the office? I mean, was it an obvious thing to have Ben10 and Mister Maker? Was it, okay guys, there are actually a lot of characters. I mean, the Spider-Man movies have been huge over, over the last couple of months. The Avengers have been massive.
There's, obviously it depends on availability.
For sure.
And it depends on popularity. And we go through quite a rigorous process when deciding exactly who it is that we want to bring. And
I see Swamp Thing nodding.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have, we go through quite a process, but it's all to do with bringing the kids exactly what they want. And the Ben10 show that we've got lined up over the next 5 days at Vodacom World is exceptional. It's a world-class theatre show, and the kids will be absolutely blown away. The production is exactly the same as it would be, any world-class theatre in the world.
If memory serves me correct, the Ben10 age group is around 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
Who will be targeting the Kidz Extravaganza?
The Kidz Extravaganza, I mean, kids from 3 all the way to about 10, 11, I would suggest. Mister Maker has got a much younger appeal.
When we look at the next event, and I can only imagine as the Kidz Extravaganza grows, we are looking at a potential nightmare here because the popular things. I don't know if Barney will ever feature, if the Teletubbies maybe. I don't know if they're popular even. I don't know what keeps them anymore. But I can only imagine that as the team that you're gonna have to keep on looking at new ways and new things to engage the kids.
We ask the kids. I mean, there's only
who better to ask?
There's only one group of people to ask, and the best way to find out, who they really want to see is to pull in 15, 25-year-olds and ask them, and that's exactly what we've done. And that's there's no point trying to, guide it in the way we would. I mean, we're involved in other shows.
For sure.
We do Delicious, which is a food and music festival with Soul to Soul and Brand New Heavies and Incognito a couple of weeks ago.
And the first one was Jamiroquai, I remember.
We had Jamiroquai last October, that's right, yeah. So, those kind of decisions we make because we understand the music, but there's only one group of people to talk to when you're putting on kids shows, unless you go talk to the kids, and they'll tell you exactly what they want to see.
Now, there are moms and dads, grandparents, granddads sitting at home and saying, we've got to go. I heard you mention the ticketing price is, what, 135 Rand?
It's 135 Rand a seat in the theatre. The theatre holds between 700 and 800 people.
So first come, first serve?
First come, first serve. There are shows running 9:30, 12:30, 3:30 and 6:30 in the evening for all the working mums and dads. So that's quite a nice time to come. If mum and dad's working, then they can bring their kids through at 6:30 for the evening show.
Website, if there's any?
It's all on the DSTV website.
Okay.
There's a load of stuff on there.
And so you can follow it there.
Yeah.
135 bucks, that's, come on, easy.
It's a good value for money.
And great seats. Only 700 to 800 seats available, so you need to go and book your tickets. That was Lloyd Cornwall sharing with us what we expect from the Kidz Extravaganza with an interactive live entertainment and activities galore all on that day.
Across the globe, the continent and the entire